Hey guys, how's it going? Connor here with a little video, not quite a review, bit more, not even really a discussion, just kind of a bit of a ramble, I guess. So, The Mangler by Stephen King, a short story. Sorry, I'm reading off the screen here. It's a short story, first published in December 1972 issue of Cavalier magazine and later collected into King's 1978 collection Night Shift. I found out about the movie first, directed by Tobe Hooper, starring Robert Englund and Ted Levine, which came out in 1995. And so I found out about the movie probably about 10 years ago. Don't even know how. I think I was just looking up B-grade horror movies or something. And from that, found out about the short story. And the movie was something I'd been wanting to watch for a long, long time, pretty much since I found out about it. And I had always wanted to make sure I watched the uncut Blu-ray. It's only about an extra 20, 30 seconds, but has a lot more of the gore in it. And I just never got around to buying it. A lot of the time it was just a German media book. I just never had the money at the time to do so. And then I happened to find it on this great platform that we use, and it was a VHS rip, and it was the uncut version. So I watched it over a couple of nights just while I had time, while I was doing housework and stuff like that. And then I thought I'd read the short story as well and do like a little comparison talk. I actually want to start with the movie first. So I haven't watched much. I think this is the only Tobe Hooper movie I've actually watched. You know, he's famous for making Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 and 2, and a few other little B-grade horrors. Actually, I've watched another one called Eaten Alive a couple of years ago. That was quite good too. And this had quite a few issues as well, not well received. A lot of people say it was too long. You know, a lot of the characters didn't have much development at all, some bad acting, and you know, I looked a little bit into it as well after watching it. So, first up, I enjoyed the movie, but I enjoy B grade stuff. It it really looked like Tobe Hooper. Look, I watched a little bit of behind the scenes as well. It looked like Tobe Hooper knew exactly what he was wanting to do, but whether it was budgetary or otherwise, I'm not quite sure. But I could see some of the downfalls. And that's not just from trying to adapt, you know, what, 10, 15 page short story into a almost 2 hour movie. There's a lot you can do there and add to it and really make it your own. It just, so it was shot in, yeah, so quite a fair bit was shot in South Africa. This might have been a budgetary thing, so you got quite a few local actors to do bits and pieces. And so they probably weren't as experienced as you might think they should have been. But you know, that happens a lot with horror anyway. Robert Englund was probably the best part. This really over the top, hammed up character that had a metal brace on each leg and a fake eye. I really felt like a lot more could have been done with that character. I don't know if it could have been more backstory or just more screen time, but that character felt right every time he came on screen. And Ted Levine, who is quite famous for Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs, played the detective. John Hutton, he was. A lot of people say his acting was pretty poor, but it felt pretty on point for this movie. It had a great feel of like almost like an industrial gothic to it, and a bit grimy, and that could have been a budgetary thing as well, but it felt like Tobe Hooper was making it feel and look the way he really wanted to with this. Of course, doing adapting such a short story, he's added his own original characters as well. And then I read the short story the next night, so the night after I finished it. And what I thought was really cool was Tobe Hooper. There was it like completely lifted dialogue straight from the short into the story. Like when John Hutton is talking to his brother-in-law about what this is, and his brother-in-law's an expert on the occult, and he starts talking about the different demons and what it could be and what can stop the Mangler, which is industrial dryer folding press. Sorry, yeah, laundry folding machine. Let me get that right. You know, and it's really cool how they did that. You know, it was a lot of fun. The short story ends on a completely different note to the movie, so there'll be some spoilers in the short story. John Hutton can feel, well, not feel, but he can hear that the Mangler is coming after him down the street. So it's, obviously taking itself out of the laundromat and it's going after him. In the movie, it does the same. It rips itself from where it is and starts chasing him and this other character, Sherry, through the laundromat, but they're able to give it the slip. And instead of it coming after him, he goes back the next day and finds that the Mangler has reset itself, just put itself back to where it was. And it seems like Sherry is going to just allow herself to now work in the laundromat as a foreman and driving people to keep working, possibly continuing to feed the beast. There's, little bits here and there where it seems like the whole town is corrupt. They feed their daughters and stuff to this machine every year or every couple of years, and then they get looked after by Robert Englund's character, and they're able to be rich and successful. It must be different. I think it touches on it's like all these people have contracts with the demon in the Mangler. Yeah, it's just pure big grey schlock. It's a lot of fun. Unless you enjoy that kind of stuff, I think you'll dislike it, and you won't even be able to get through the almost 2 hour runtime. But definitely check the short story as well by Stephen King. It's quite short, 10-15 pages. It's a lot of fun. It's pretty much right in, the unfolding scene of him investigating, talking about what it could be, and then trying to deal with it, perform the exorcism, and the machine comes after him down the street. And yeah, it was just fun watching the movie and reading the short. Apparently, there were 2 other movies. They aren't as easy to come by trying to watch, but I wouldn't mind being able to do so. And then if I can, I'll do another little ramble video talking about those as well. I know I've probably talked more about the movie than the short story, but please, the short story is good fun. Just a short Stephen King, a better situation, and the movie, I feel, does a good job at adapting something so short into being its own thing, as well as staying pretty faithful to the short story and the feel of that. Thanks for watching. Enjoy what you're reading and whatever else you are doing, and I'll see you around next time.